could you have made it with a Barallan? What were you thinking?
I don't owe you an explanation. This is a matter between Dubois and myself.
As usual, you are only thinking of yourself.
And as usual, you are here to point out the error of my ways.
You have treated Obara with dishonor.
I have not. I love her, and we're going to raise our child together.
That is not possible. I cannot allow you to remain here.
You will have to kill me first.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fully Functional, a TNG podcast. I'm Maggie, joined by Jeff and Dory.
Yo.
Jeff and I are Star Trek veterans, and Dory is a newly minted Trekkie, and we are taking her on her first journey through Star Trek: The Next Generation. Now, before we get started, I just have to give a content warning. There will be mentions and discussions of a character committing suicide towards the end of the recap in the episode. So just want to make sure you have fair warning right off the top. So today we will be discussing the episode Homeward. Original air date is January 15th, 1994. And we will take it to Dory for the recap.
Okay, so the Enterprise has arrived at Baral 2 in response to an emergency distress call from Worf's foster brother, Nikolai. He's been stranded on... Oh, sorry, just kidding. He's not stranded. He's stationed on the planet as a cultural observer. This was news to me that Worf has other siblings.
Yeah, that was part of the prediction that there would be a surprise Worf relative. And
oh, okay. I have no recollection.
Yeah. I think you even said, like, there's no way they'd give him another brother or something along those lines.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I remember, my incredible memory strikes again. Okay, so this planet is in rough shape. There's turbulent radiation storms across most of the surface. And Data estimates that the planet will be uninhabitable in less than 38 hours. And due to the planet getting fucked up, the Enterprise may experience intermittent system failures and power surges. The situation has escalated really quickly, so there wasn't much warning or nothing that really anyone could do prior to them being called. I think it was 4 days or something. Mm-hmm. Oh, the planet's not responding to the Enterprise hails. And Nikolai does not appear to be at the observation post, which is unusual. But Worf detects a signal at the in some caverns in the cave system and requests to lead an away team. Mm-hmm. And I was very psyched to meet Worf's brother. Were you expecting a Klingon? No, because I wasn't expecting a Klingon. I don't know whether I was necessarily expecting a human, but just based on the fact that as Worf does not go by his was it Roshenko? Mm-hmm. Yes. They did say Nikolai Roshenko, so I good point. Didn't think it would be another Klingon, because I feel like if it was another Klingon, we would have known about this a long time ago. Yeah. Okay, good point. Good point. But I didn't know if it was human. I didn't know it was a different species. I had no idea. I just assumed it wasn't going to be a Klingon based on everything else I have heard about Worf in this entire show.
Yeah, they also specifically called him his foster brother. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, so this planet has not been Prime Directive yet. I don't know how to put that.
Wow. Okay. Never heard Prime Directive used as a verb before, but I'm running with it. Okay.
They're a pre-warp species. They don't know about aliens and stuff.
Yeah. So if Worf is gonna go down, they have to put him in a disguise, a surgical disguise, apparently. And he has to go alone to avoid contact with other than, which is honestly very funny for what happens. Mm-hmm. Okay, so but I also didn't know if he's going to be disguised, why can't one other person go down with him just to be safe? But
yeah, I mean, Star Trek.
Listen, I will never understand truly. So, okay, Dr. C asks Worf some questions about his relationship with Nikolai, and we learn that he's older than Worf. They grew up having a lot of disagreements, and, Nikolai did attend Starfleet Academy, but he was a rule breaker, and he left after 1 year. Worf calls him brilliant, persuasive, and a natural leader. And Dr. C is like, cool, sounds intriguing, looking forward to meeting him. And I wrote same, but then the double take that Worf does makes me think that he was like, please don't get horny for my brother.
Yeah.
So Worf, now in his disguise, he looks, they've really just, he basically looks like a human, but he's got something on his like lower forehead, bridge of his nose. And
this
the
is
outfit,
actually the first time that you see Michael Dorn in the show without Klingon makeup.
and listen, I got some thoughts.
Fair.
We'll get to it later though. But the outfit just is like medieval surf, but in tweed. That's what I get from these outfits.
They kind of remind me a little bit of the outfits from the Robin Hood episode, even though I know they're not.
Oh yeah.
They just remind me of them because they feel similarly cheap.
It's the what's it called? The Halloween. What's the Halloween store? Spirit of Halloween.
Spirit Halloween.
Medieval outfits.
Yep. Fair.
There we go. Okay, so remember how they were like, oh, you don't really want to be in contact with any of the locals? So immediately when Worf beams down, immediately gets clocked by a guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, who are you? You're not from our village. And and then we hear, hey, I know that voice anywhere, and it's Nikolai. And I was like, honestly, it's a good thing that Worf does have kind of a distinct voice, because had you pointed at this man and said that's Worf, I would have said where.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yep.
So Nikolai is very happy to see Worf. The villagers have lots of questions for Worf, but he's like, no comment. I need to speak to my brother. And Nikolai, so basically explains, these people, they're in this cave. He set up a deflector shield to screen to protect the caves from radiation. And he brought the villagers down there because above ground, everything was like gone to shit. And they would have died if they all stayed above ground. So Worf is like, girl, all you have done is postpone their deaths. But Nikolai is like, actually, I would love to speak to your captain about this. And Worf is like, oh yeah, for sure. He's like, oh yeah, I would love to see this. And Nikolai is like, okay, everyone stay here, be real cool. Worf is a seer, and we're gonna go get supplies. Which is great because their previous seer just died or something. So they were in need of a new seer. So back on the Enterprise, Picard is pissed. And Nikolai wants to, initially he's like, oh, we can just create an atmospheric shield on the planet and then camouflage the equipment just like they did the observation post, and it'll be like totally fine. And at least we can save one village. And you can kind of see, and this is one of the things I love about Dr. C, she's into this idea. Dr. C is very much Team Nikolai in this episode.
Yeah.
And I love it. I would expect nothing less from her.
All of these points that she's bringing up were covered in previous episodes about the Prime Directive, and I'm pretty sure she was consistent in her viewpoints then too.
Yeah, I love it. But Picard is like, bro, you already fucked up and violated the Prime Directive. We're not doing more. But then Nikolai says, Captain, the Barallans. Oh, I have to mention, every single time someone said Barallans, I wrote Bajorans.
Wow.
Almost every single time I had to double check because I started to write Bajoran, and then I was like, nope, that's not who they are. They're the Borallans.
To be fair, like
so
them and the Bajorans are basically
it's similar.
Like they're humans but with ridges on their nose.
Yeah, classic. Okay, so Nikolai says, Captain, the Boralans have a rich and beautiful culture, a deep spiritual life. They deserve the chance to survive, and isn't that what the Prime Directive was truly intended to do? To allow cultures to survive and grow naturally? And then Troy, oh yeah, they're doing I believe at this point they're in a staff meeting, a group discussion, my favorite. And so then Troy goes, not exactly. The Prime Directive was designed to ensure non-interference. And then Dr. C says, but aren't we already interfering either way? If we take no action, it's a conscious decision to let the Boralans die. And then Nikolai goes, exactly. We have the power to save some of them. All we have to do is exercise it. And then Picard says, we are sworn to uphold the principle of the Prime Directive. And until that is changed, there is no further course of action that we can take. Is that understood? Nikolai explicitly never agrees to this.
Yeah.
Which is important to note. He never says, yep. He just says, cool. I'd like to go back to the to my post to get my research. And Picard is like, no.
And
you can digitally get the shit from here.
And I'm not going to get into it right now, but I have just so many thoughts on Prime Directive shit.
Yeah, I have questions about it because maybe I don't know if this is a question to ask later, but like, does the Prime Directive apply to everybody in the Federation, like every single person?
We'll get to that later. Then that is a good question though, but we will get into it.
Okay. So me. So Nikolai wants to get his research. He did not agree to anything. Didn't really answer Picard. Oh, and then I had a tiny existential crisis where I was like kind of wild to think about like people are still alive and you're now already thinking about, oh, the only way they're going to be remembered is a museum. Because Nikolai does say that it's wild that like the only way he's going to be able to preserve the Baloran culture is in a museum. So I'm like, that is so wild to think about that. And I'm like, people do that now? Like thinking of cultures that have changed or whatever, and then now their remnants are in a museum, and that kind of is a bit of a mind fuck. It feels a little too like real life meta, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah. So then Picard is like, nope, you can set up a comm link and get your data that way. And then I said human data because I just said research data, then character data, estimates that the planet's atmosphere will be completely gone in 3 minutes. Nikolai enters the bridge and wants to integrate his research with the ship's library computers. And this is kind of an echo to something I've talked about on a different episode. I don't remember which one. Nikolai just walks onto the bridge.
Yeah.
There really was no reason for him to be allowed on the bridge like
Dory,
that.
This is an episode that is all about security measures being completely fucking bonkers on this ship.
Yep.
And we'll get into that more later.
And he just like casually pops on. And then the bridge is like, all right, everyone, take out your popcorn. We're about to watch a planet fucking die.
In literal seconds.
And yeah, it's so weird. It's so strange.
Yeah, it's
and
like
so
when
Picard...
when like everyone watches someone's execution, like lethal injection and shit. It's fucking weird.
It's but then there's like, it cuts out for a second. It's like, oh no, bad signal on this death planet. And Picard goes to the front of the bridge, and he's basically like, this is the hardest part of my job.
Yeah.
Honoring the people we left to die.
Yeah.
Due to a policy we have broken already multiple times. And Nikolai understandably is like, so this really sucks. I don't really want to stick around for this, so I'm gonna go. And then I just wrote rip to Baral 2. I guess we hardly knew ya. And Picard's like, I'm gonna take 5. Riker, you're up. So Riker orders that they set a course for Starbase 87, Warp 5. And again, I noted, should we be going at Warp 5? I don't remember what the parameters are, but this does not seem like an urgent matter. Should we be really going at Warp 5? I don't know.
Also, that speed limit was for a very specific part of space.
Oh, I thought it was like in general.
No, it's supposed to be in general
with enough.
Yeah,
I thought it was
like,
just like
because with the amount of that, then like the one of like the things can pop up anywhere with like the amount of warp that goes over in like whatever areas. Just like
no, I was pretty sure
this
that
one just
in that
was pretty concentrated.
No, I was pretty sure in that episode they were talking about a specific area of space.
So Maggie, what it is in that episode, that area of space is more affected quicker than anything else. That's what it is, because of the specific things that are going on there. But that's why in the next episode, when they talk about exceeding what do you call it, the safety limits that they're allowed to do as like a little bit of continuity, that they're in a completely different area of space there, and they bring it up again either towards the end of the series, or it's either in Voyager or DS9 where they offhand in a line mentioned that, oh yeah, we changed the design of warp drive and basically fixed that problem across the galaxy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's literally like a single line that just like, all right, well, that's not a problem anymore.
All right. Well, they did not make that very clear, in my opinion.
They really didn't. No, I agree. I looked into the Apocrypha to actually find that out.
Okay, so then one of the panels on the bridge just fucking fails, I guess. And Data is like, oh, appears to be unusual power drain in the ERS distribution net. And the power drain shows up for Worf as well, and it appears to be coming from Deck 10. So Worf is like, I'm going to check it out. And he tries to enter a holodeck, but keeps getting denied.
Wait. Before
in.
we go on to the next part, I just want to point out. So Nikolai can just walk onto the fucking bridge. But Worf, the chief of security, can get locked out of a room by a guy who's not even from the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Love this shit.
Yep. That is a really good point.
And it gets worse later, but I'll bring that up later.
Yep, because I have...
Continue.
Okay, so the reveal the villagers are on the holodeck, and Nikolai has set the program to look like the caverns, and he I even wrote, like, how did he even get them up unnoticed? Because my first thought was like, how would no one else have realized that? How did he get, and how does he get access to beam anybody up? How did no one else know that people, and it's not like it's like, 3 people. Yeah. This looked like it was at least 10 people or something. So how did nobody?
We've also seen what beaming looks like from the perspective of a person being beamed when Reg was having that weird alien issue in the transporter beam, and like, how do people not see this?
He explains it in like the next scene when he's talking to Worf with like a bunch of technical babble.
Great. Okay.
But I mean,
no, he said I transferred this to this, and then the real trick was getting the Enterprise not to notice, and then I did blah blah blah. Like, he does all that shit. Yeah.
I have the bit, but like when I was watching this, I was like, I don't fucking know how they did this. But yeah, Nikolai says, I knew if I could gain access to your ship's computer, I could generate a replica of the caves. The hard part was transporting the Barallans to the holodeck without anyone on the Enterprise noticing, but I was able to blank the sensors and make it look like interference from the plasmonic bursts, and it worked perfectly. The Barallans were transported while they were sleeping. They never knew anything had happened. But still, like, the way that this guy was able to do this is wild. Yeah. That he was just able to like override shit, sneak some shit in, and was able to accomplish.
Like, he's not even really a Starfleet officer.
Yeah. And also, like, well, I think he is like some sort of scientist, so it's not, at least in my opinion, it's not totally.
He's in the Federation, but he's not in Starfleet.
I know, but he's still a scientist.
Yep.
He still knows how to do things, so it's not, in my opinion, it's not totally out of the realm of possibility that he has the technical knowledge to do this.
That part I don't disagree with. Yeah. It's that he was able to, that there was no security, that he was able to bypass all this stuff tech wise to be able to accomplish this. Like, shouldn't have someone, if there was like a weird blimp, shouldn't have somebody clock them and be like, hey, that's weird.
Yeah. Also, I guess just fantastic luck that every single Baralan was asleep.
At the same,
Yes.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Okay, so Worf also seems more pissed that Nikolai didn't listen to Picard's orders than like the actual what he did. And because Worf says your duty was to respect the captain's orders and uphold the Prime Directive. And I was like, I don't think that Nikolai is obliged to follow Picard's orders. He's like, Picard is not his superior officer.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, Worf, like, the things are,
I
it's
think
different.
an
It's not the
emergency-
same.
Yeah.
No, I think an emergency Starfleet would get like priority in terms of like who's in charge.
Yeah, but does that mean I automatically would start listening to some random military guy?
If it had to do with your safety, then yeah.
Yeah, but still, like, he's not obligated to listen to him.
The argument is that he is like he's being basically contracted by Starfleet to do this thing. So I believe Starfleet is like in charge of this project or whatever that he's working on. So he's a civilian, but he's under like working for them basically, which happens like, which happens here too. Like some like military will have like civilian contractors and stuff, and it's not exactly the same where it's like you have to you're not a soldier, but you do have to listen to your boss, which is, for the moment, Captain Picard.
Picard.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I wouldn't like it though.
Oh no, of course not.
And
I'm on
then
Nikolai's
Worf-
side in this whole thing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, same. Then Worf basically says to Nikolai, I'm summarizing, but it's like the perfect quote to use in this, but he's like, you're a fake and a phony and I wish I never laid eyes on you. It's from Greece, but like the real line is, you have disgraced yourself and you have disgraced me and I want nothing more to do with you. What's the difference? There is no difference between those lines. So Picard is like very pissed. He's so angry and he says Nikolai's career is finished. And Nikolai's like, okay, whatever. This is more important. But he also has come up with a pretty, like, for this particular scenario, a pretty decent plan.
Yeah.
So it's not like he jumped into this and even Picard listening to this plan, you could see Picard was like, okay.
Yeah. Once
I got it.
Yeah. Once he explains,
Once he
Picard's
heard
like,
it.
damn it, that is actually a pretty decent plan.
Yeah.
The plan
Okay.
is actually so good that Star Trek will reuse it again in the future.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the plan. First, they got to find an M-class planet and that it is like suitable for the B'Elarans. And then he'll tell the B'Elarans, oh, we're going to go on a journey to a place where we'll be safe from the storms. And then the holodeck can gradually change terrain as they journey, if you will. And then eventually when they find the place, the planet, then they can, match the planet to the terrain in the holodeck. So it seems like they've naturally gotten to their destination. And then when they actually do get there and they're at the the destination in real life, their new planet, then they just will beam them down to the actual planet. And then it's like, oh, like nothing ever changed. Like they're just there. And it's like it's risky because you have to hope everything will go right. But it is like a for this particular situation, pretty solid plan. And yeah, Picard's like, okay, cool. But what if they become aware of something that something is going on? And Nikolai is like, listen, I can't prepare for everything, but I am ready to yes and if required.
Yeah, basically.
Picard is like not happy, but he's on board for this plan. Okay, so Dr. C and I think Geordi or Data, I don't remember. Maybe it was Data. They were looking at class M class planets.
It was Data.
It was Data, because I know Geordi comes in like a minute later. Okay, yeah. So Dr. C, Data, they're looking at planets. There's like a bunch, but they have to just figure out what the best fit is going to be. So then Picard comes in, and then Geordi is there, and Geordi says, "We have a problem, sir. I don't think it's going to be possible to keep the holodeck simulation stable. The plasmatic energy bursts from the planet are affecting the ship's systems. We're having problems with the EPS systems and the power distribution matrix." And then Nikolai says, and as a result, the holodeck imaging processors have been severely destabilized. And then Geordi says, it's not a question of whether the simulation will break down, it's a question of when. In order to fix it, I'd have to shut down all of the holodecks and reinitialize the entire system. But this could take hours. So they have to just like hope the holodeck kind of holds out for as long as possible. But Geordi will monitor the situation. And then Picard sends a reluctant Worf back to the holodeck with Nikolai to prepare the Balarans for their quote-unquote journey. Picard tells Worf to keep an eye on Nikolai. And I'm like, Nikolai wants this to go as smooth as possible. Like, why would he have to keep an eye on him?
Yeah.
He wants this to work exactly to plan. The whole point is he wants everyone to make it through. He didn't want to, like, violate the Prime Directive.
Yeah.
But he thinks this was more important. So,
And,
like, I don't think you have to worry about him being uncooperative at this point. He's the mastermind with this plan.
Yeah, and
he wants it to work.
And I understand, like, wanting one of your officers in there just to, like, help and shit, but the way he frames it is, like you were saying.
Like, yeah, keep an eye on
very
him.
Silly.
Like, what? Yeah.
Like, yeah, the whole point of him doing this fuck shit is that he wanted it to go well. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So Nikolai and Worf say to the villagers, he's like, so the village is gone. We're going to find a new place. Worf will lead. But then there's like this one guy who doesn't stop asking questions, who we later learn his name is Voran. Voran. Something like that. And Worf is like, he keeps asking questions to Worf, but Worf is really just like, I can't fucking deal with this right now.
Yeah.
Like, I just fucking can't. And Nicholas is Nikolai. Yeah. Worf isn't going to join the groundlings anytime soon. But Nikolai is like, hey, everyone, just listen to Worf. He's a seer, and he says we'll be safe. And then a woman starts screaming, and everyone rushes over to this small pool of water that is crackling with, like, little energy. And, oh no, it's a little glimpse of the grid of the holodeck. So Worf is like, don't worry, that's an omen. And then a villager goes, what does it mean? And then Worf says, it is the sign of LaForge. It is a message to travelers. It is said when those lines appear and disappear in a pool of water, the road ahead will be filled with good fortune. And so then Geordi just is like doing some adjustments. And it kind of felt, honestly, at this point, like we were doing, those like haunted houses you go in where there's like a whole kind of play going on around you.
Oh, yeah.
But you're obviously not part of the play. It's an interactive show that you're not really like, even though in this particular case, they don't know they're in a show. But just like a lot of things happening around them and they have no idea. So Nikolai's like, hey, Worf, we make a good team. But Worf is like, no, I'm here against my will. Nikolai's like, aren't we trying to accomplish the same goal? We want this plan to work. But Worf is not convinced. He's like, you have not changed. You still expect people to solve problems you create. But in this case, I would argue that Nikolai really, he came up with a plan. He's just hoping things go well. He created the problem, but he had a solution to the problem.
Yeah, also the problem he caused is that now these people didn't die. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the problem is he saved many lives. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing that Nikolai would need help with is if something goes wrong. Like, if there's, like, something that's not expected happens. So, I think I wrote I'm Team Nikolai, like, 4 times in my notes. So, then Data has now narrowed down 2 planet options with Dr. C. Number 1 is Drago 4, which features an unusually large temperate zone, but it's within 3 light years of the Cardassian space. So they're like, maybe not. And then the second option is Vaca 6, which is located... oh boy, what did I write? I don't think it matters.
No, not
I wrote
really.
the sector, but I can't read what kind of sector I wrote.
I think
Fair enough.
the pros and cons were that it's like...
It's pretty isolated.
It's isolated and the climate's a bit harsher and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the better choice. And, so they're going to go with Vaca 6.
Yeah, sorry.
And doctors...
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Were you going to talk about, like, what Dr. C says?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say that and then I'll say it, because it's based off that.
It is, like, she says... So Dr. C is saying it's like very overwhelming to decide the future of a species. And she says, there are so many questions we don't have answers to. What if the climate is so different that it affects them in a way we can't anticipate? How do we even know they'll be able to survive? And if they do, how would their society evolve? And what impact would it have on the Vacan system? And then she says, we have no idea what this decision will mean to their future. And then Data says, Doctor, I do not believe we can offer any guarantees. We can simply make the best choice we have at the moment. So it is kind of like scary to think of like this one decision of what planet.
Yeah.
I got a crazy opinion on that.
Yeah. The thing.
What if the episode spent more time showing us something about this fucking culture so that we could give a shit about what their future is?
Yeah. But I agree with you, Jeff, but what really annoys me about this scene is that it's obviously supposed to be like showing the consequences of like, oh, well, once you do get involved, like there's all these problems that crop up and then like it's not so simple. And this is why we have the Prime Directive in the first place. But, okay, like, yeah, it's overwhelming that you're making decisions about their future, but at least they have some kind of future now.
Yeah.
Like, the decision you were going to make before was going to be they're dead. So maybe the consequences of like, oh... maybe they don't make it on this new planet. I think that's still better than, like, they are guaranteed to be dead. Mm-hmm. So, agreed. Like, I just found the scene, like, kind of annoying because of what I interpreted they're trying to say with this scene. And it's just, like... Sorry, just the whole Prime Directive... The Prime Directive shit just annoys me.
Yeah, I think I agree with your interpretation, and I'm sure we'll all have thoughts on the Prime Directive once Dory's finished her recap.
Yes, I've got lots of thoughts.
Great.
Okay, so it'll take about 42 hours to get to Vaca 6 at max warp. And this time I'm like, I will allow max warp because we do want to get these people there ASAP. Oh,
there was one thing I wanted to bring up because they're like, oh, we can't fix the holodeck because of blah, blah, blah. And like this is admittedly like a fucked up thing, but like this is Star Trek and they are not above doing things like this. Couldn't you just investigate like, hey, what if we like, drugged them and had them like asleep for several hours while we fix the holodeck? And then
that's legitimately like a good question. Why don't they just sedate them?
Yeah, exactly. Sedate them for the whole fucking trip. Well, no, they can't do that because they need the transition, yeah.
They need to.
No, they don't need a transition. They just saw the greatest ridiculous storms going on the overworld. Literally all they have to do is say, hey, everything's changed because the storms were that ridiculous. Problem solved.
I think that's
I feel
a
like it
little
wouldn't
much
necessarily like
for it to change
I don't
the
know.
entire
houses
landscape.
and
I want to point out that the storms that they were seeing literally killed their planet. It's not out of the realm of possibility that they're so bad that it devastated the landscape.
True. I mean, admittedly, the way they wrote these people, they seem pretty stupid. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, incredibly.
Like that one guy was the only person smart enough to like ask questions about shit.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, then we're back in the cave, and Nikolai is getting very chummy with one of the villagers, who we do learn later. Her name is, I wrote it down. Let me find it. Something with a D.
Her name is Penny Johnson.
Her name is Dobara.
Yeah. Oh, and I also want to point out, I can't remember if you mentioned this or not, but like when Worf first gets to the planet and he's questioning Nikolai, he's like, "Oh, what'd you do?" And then Nikolai basically implies that like, "Oh, I put together this disguise and saved the village," sort of implying that he interacted with the village like as a result of the storms and stuff.
I have thoughts about this too.
But it's very obvious throughout the episode. I don't think they don't really address it, that he was clearly living with them for a while.
Yes, I wrote this in my notes. What the fuck is the timeline of this situation?
I think he just lied.
We'll get into that later too.
I need to know about this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just lied to Worf to say like, "Oh, I just joined them last minute to save them," but I think that he was living with them for like most of the time, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So Worf notices one of the villagers with basically like a Bristol board of drawings and words, and he goes and talks to the villager. Oh, this is Voren. At the time, we still didn't know his name. We don't figure out his name until like a good 3/4 into this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't figure out much about him.
And he calls it their chronicle, which is basically the history of the village. So their chronicle so far has been maintained for 17 generations, but he was able to save the last 6. It's wild how much they made a big deal about this when stuff with it is kind of dumb. He shows Worf the drawing of the destruction of the village. So I'm like, you guys had the time. I mean, I guess what else the fuck are they doing? But they drew the destruction of the village, just like the village on fire. And then in another panel, they're like, this is us exodusing. No, they're leaving the town, like they're traveling through the caves with Worf and Nikolai leading them. I'm like, this is all right. This is how you're spending the time. Listen, to each their own, I guess.
To be fair, he's basically like their history.
It is his job.
Yeah, that's his job to document like what's happening.
I think I just found it funny that I'm like, wow, really keeping it up to date.
Yeah,
like it is. They are prompt with their history. Like they are keeping up.
You got to do it while it's still fresh in the mind.
Yeah, I guess so. So he's showing Worf all this stuff, and then Worf's just like, cool. Hey everyone, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And then Voren realizes that he's only got 5 scrolls. So he's already done a questionable job. That he's like, I got 6. But then he's like, JK, I dropped 1.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to go back and get it. And Worf's like, cool, but like come back quickly. And then I just was like, how big is the fucking holodeck? Like, how big can it fucking go? That like they're able to be in one. Because I kind of thought that like it looks kind of like it could go on forever.
Yeah.
But then, like, I kind of thought that, like, it moves with the group. So to have a group do something over here and then have him do something over there.
So, Dory, what it'll do is it'll delete the space in between them. And he'll just not really move. He'll, like, move in place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting.
Also, like, Worf is very stupid for not going with him.
Yes.
Right? I thought
like,
about that.
Why did he send him by himself?
Go alone? Yeah.
And I just want to say before, like, I think Worf freaked out about the drawing because he realized, oh shit, we are already like becoming part of their history and interfering more in this culture and sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they are. Oh, okay. So Worf then is asked for assistance by this old dude who's basically like, hey, if I don't make it, you should marry my daughter. It's like, what?
Yeah.
And then Worf takes, I timed this, 8 full seconds to respond to this man with, you will make it to your new home.
Yeah.
I promise. Like, that is 8 full seconds of him just face journey until he says something back.
I mean, that is quite a thing to try to respond to. Not gonna lie.
Like, this isn't a criticism. I always find that, like, Worf's reactions to things really take a good few seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, he milks
Like,
them a
I've
lot.
noticed that. Yeah.
He's acting.
Yeah. I mean, he's reacting.
Yeah.
But taking his time with that.
I mean, I love it personally.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh no, there's not a criticism, but it's something that he does so much that I time it now, and it is, I love it. So Voren, he finds his missing scroll, but also finds a like moderately hidden door that is like kind of flashing with holodeck grid, and then he touches the door and like it solidifies so he can see the full door, and then it opens and he exits into the hallway. And he ends up kind of like, a bunch of people are walking by being friendly to him, but he's like, what the fuck is happening? And he ends up kind of stumbling his way to 10 forward. And fortunately, Troy and Riker are there, and they're like, everyone, move the fuck away from this guy. And Troy is doing like her absolute fucking best to like be so gently being like, you're safe. Mm-hmm. Nikolai and Worf are friends of ours, and they're friends of yours, so you're now our friend. Mm-hmm. Also, as a side note, it kind of looked like Troy got highlights, but it's not important to the story. But I just
it is a
wanted to,
wig.
like, her hair looked. Oh, okay. Well, then the wig got highlights or something, or maybe it just was a different wig. I don't know.
Could be
Maria
like
sort of
Like, it
stole
looked
the
nice.
wig at
It
the
looked
end of the
nice.
show.
Good for her. So okay, so then we cut to Dr. C. They're in sickbay, and Dr. C is telling Picard, she's like, well, I can't wipe his memory. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But she has given him a mild sedative, which, going back to Maggie's earlier thing about why they didn't give everyone sedatives, they fucking could, because they gave it to this guy. And Troy's been talking with him, and he's like calmed down a bit more. Picard now has the privilege of recapping the entire episode to Voren, so he knows what's going on.
He doesn't even bust out the AV team.
I know, a missed opportunity. Mm-hmm. And then Picard's like, oh, okay, so we can take you to a new planet where like your people have a future. And Voren's like, oh, how can we? Oh, he's like, oh, you have a future and like you can grow and survive and whatever. But Voren's like, oh, how do we do that when everything that made us who we are is gone? And I'm like, girl, has no one ever told you the word diaspora before?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think that the place is what makes the culture.
No.
It's the people, right? So like, I don't think it super matters. You can have your heart of like, oh yeah, this place was special to us. Great, that's no problem.
And I understand
but
there are
the culture doesn't collapse just because you're not physically there anymore.
Yeah, I know. And there are cultures like where like their connection to the land is extremely important to them. But very rarely would I say they would be like our land is destroyed, therefore we can't move on now. Like that's like maybe you have a couple like I don't know. This is another thing that annoys me because I think the writers of this episode purposefully made these people willing, like you see it later on too. They made these people willing to die in order to further their point about how much interference there has been. And that and it's just like listen, I don't know every culture in the world, but like I'm pretty sure 99.999% of cultures of people would rather live and survive than die with like just die in a storm.
The issue, I think, is that cultures in Star Trek are always written as like a single monogamous group. I don't think
yeah,
monogamous
for sure,
is the
and
word
like
I know what you mean.
homogenous.
Yes.
I think is the word.
homogenous group. Yes, there we are.
Yeah,
And there's
they're
always
super
like
milky.
one or two characters who are
Yeah.
a stand-in for the entire culture, and the entire culture will just agree with them.
Yeah. To be fair, in this episode, it is one singular village, so we don't know what's going on the rest of the planet.
Well, nothing anymore. Hey.
Yeah, but it really annoys me that they made these people like not like have no survival instinct.
Yeah.
Which is fucking stupid.
Maybe they
my
deserve
opinion.
to die.
Yeah. They're like pandas. They kind of just don't want to live. they don't want to continue on. Listen, okay? Not that I don't love pandas, but if you look into pandas, like
No survival instinct.
yeah, no survival instinct. Like people in zoos have to force them to fuck, like in order to like, and not in a creepy way, in a like your species will not survive way if you don't do this.
Oh, pandas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I love pandas. I don't
so
want them to
funny.
die, but they seem to not be fully invested in living.
The Balarans are the pandas
Yeah.
of Star Trek. Okay. Okay, just trying to where are my notes. Okay. So Nikolai tells the people, they're like, leads, not tells. Okay, so he's leading the people, the villagers. Oh, well, this is back on in the holodeck. They're going through these hills, and Worf tells him that Voran left the holodeck, and Nikolai is like, oh, but is he going to come back to the group? And like, what if he tells everyone? It could ruin everything. And Worf is like, well, this sounds like a you problem.
Yeah,
They could have prevented this by locking the door to the holodeck.
I know.
Yeah. That's crazy. How come Worf couldn't get the fuck in,
Right?
but this guy could get the
Right?
fuck out?
Worf can't get onto the holodeck. The security chief can't get onto the holodeck, but this dude can get out.
This
Okay,
guy
great.
can just walk out. Yeah.
I mean, I guess to be fair, they do say that like they're just having a lot of problems with the holodeck, so maybe.
And apparently one of them was that the security chief couldn't get on because a rando
Yeah.
dude who has no security clearance at all managed to unlock the door. Lock the door.
Yeah.
Also,
Yes, of
why
course.
is no security guarding the door of the holodeck?
Right? There's
Great
security
question.
guarding the guy after he escapes in his quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we do learn that like more about Worf and Nikolai's like disagreements and whatever. They did not get along growing up, but apparently Nikolai made their mom cry, and so I wrote right to jail. You do anything to that woman, I will react poorly to
He
it.
made her cry with worry, I believe, is the implication.
Yes.
But that's
But still, cry with worry. That woman is everything to me. She might be my number one favorite Star Trek character.
She's
Worf's
in like
mom.
2 episodes, I think.
Yeah, and she's everything. She's the best. Okay, but they keep trucking to a campsite by Geordi. Trademark campsite by Geordi. And Worf calls Geordi, and he's like, "Hey, we got some more malfunctions going on, and can we like fix that?" And then this woman comes over, and we learn that is Dobara, and she is like, "Hey, Worf, can I speak with you?" And she's like, "I think you really should forgive Nikolai. I don't know what you guys fought about, but like, I think you guys should forgive him." And Worf is like, yeah, it's like an old argument. Don't worry about it." And then she's like, "Cool. Well, she's never seen Nikolai so bummed out before. And because like they lost Voran, so the other villagers are scared and worried that they won't reach the destination." And she's like, "Worf, just so you know, we were just like fully ready to die. But Nikolai was like saved us, and she loves him." And then I wrote, did they not just meet when the storm started? How long ago was that?
Yeah.
Because I was like, wasn't it 4 days when the Enterprise was alerted?
Yeah, this is when we basically get confirmation that he did not just meet these people during the storm.
He was not a cultural observer. He was observing something very specific.
He was a cultural participant.
Yeah.
Because then she takes Worf's hand and puts it on her stomach, and she's pregnant. She's like, Worf, you're going to be an uncle. And then Worf, for 1 second, maybe remembers he is a child.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I would have really liked to see a scene for the brief moment that like Nikolai was on the ship of like Alexander interacting, because I don't know if he's ever met Nikolai. This would be cool for him to meet his uncle.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But listen, Alexander. Oh, Alexander. So Dobara is pregnant. And then I wrote, no, I super don't understand the timeline. And Worf really goes through a face journey when she's like, you're going to be an uncle. Mm-hmm. And so then back on the Enterprise, Data is like, hey, we have made it to the planet. We are at the beam down site. But Geordi's like, oh yeah, the holodeck is like, might not make it until like, we need a few more hours, but I don't think it's like, Geordi does not think it's going to make it till the like right time. So, there's been like materialization errors and shit. And like the simulation is basically starting. It's failing. Yeah. So Picard's like, we may have to beam them down whether they're ready or not. And Picard goes to see Voran, and Voran wants to go back to his people, but he doesn't really know what to tell them. And the options are not amazing. So what they kind of land on is like, if Voran tells them and they don't believe him, he's crazy. Mm-hmm. If they do believe him, this would shatter everything they know. And so Voran's like, I can't tell them the truth, but he doesn't want to live with this secret. And so Picard is like, you should stay and like have a new future. But Voran's like, I need some time to figure shit out. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. And important to note, they don't offer any counseling to this person whose entire existence and sense of identity has been shifted.
That's because his entire personality trait is he cares about history.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying like what is going to happen next in the episode is in my opinion on Picard and the crew.
Yeah. So back on the planet. What am I talking about? They're still on the Enterprise. We're in the holodeck. So Worf is pissed that Nikolai mated with a Baralan, and Nikolai is like, oh, I love her, and I'm gonna be a great dad, and I'm gonna stay. And Worf is like, you can't stay here, figuratively, because this is in fact the holodeck.
Yeah.
At this point, so I'm like, you can't stay here forever. It is the holodeck. Mm-hmm. Because if you could, I know a guy named Reg who would love to take you up on that. But first, Nikolai is like, you will have to kill me first. And then dramatic lightning. And then the holodeck ceiling is starting to like come through. And Nikolai is like, oh my God, we're going to be fine. Worf will save us from the storm. And Worf is like, yeah,
putting Worf on the spot again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Worf then like calls Geordi and he's like, Geordi, let's fucking whip up a dope ass storm right now. Make this a cool storm. Let's fucking go. So they're like, oh no, everyone get in your tents for safety and we'll take care of the storm out here. It'll be totally fine.
He specifically
Just
says
go for it.
He specifically says that Worf has the power to like permanently end the storms.
Yeah.
And not a single person was like, well, why didn't you do that in the first place then?
Listen, there's not a lot of critical thinking amongst the Balarans.
No, not at all.
So this is like, once they're in their tents, perfect time. They're beamed down to the planet. So when they exit their tents, they're like, wow, Worf did it. No more storms. What happens when one day there's a storm here? Mm-hmm. They're going to be like,
fucked.
Worf, you fucking liar.
Yeah, seriously.
like Worf, you're a fake. Now you're the fake and phony, and I wish I never laid eyes on you. Nice. Got to use it a second time. So we're like, cool. All's well that ends well. Just kidding. Now here's the captain's log. The Borellans have safely reached the site of what will eventually become their new village. None of them suspects they ever left their planet. However, our success has come at a high price. Cut to Dr. C putting a blanket over Voren's face, and she's like, looks like ritual suicide.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Picard's like, yeah, Voren said that he had nowhere to go. And Picard's like, I was hoping we could bridge the two cultures together. I don't know how that would have worked.
Yeah.
And
also,
like,
that pisses me off because I'm like, Picard. That pisses me off because Picard was fully just going to let them die.
Yeah.
So
he does not want. What did he think he was going to bridge between these two culture? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It is incredibly fucked up. So then Nikolai and Worf have a last little scene together, and Nikolai says, things were never easy between us, were they? And Worf says no. And then Nikolai says, it's my fault. If I had been more like you, we wouldn't have had so many problems. And then Worf says, no. If you had been more like me, these people would not be here now. You gave them a chance at a new life. And then Nikolai says, and I intend to share that life with them. The village will need a new chronicle. Someone has to begin it. My child will need a father. My place is here. I'm finally taking responsibility. And then Worf said, you were never good at drawing. How will you keep a chronicle? And Nikolai goes, I learned quickly. And then Worf goes, then perhaps there is hope. And then they bro hug it out. Mm-hmm. And during this scene, Worf smiles so much. It was honestly kind of jarring. It's not in a bad way. I'm not used to seeing him smile.
He's actually using his eyebrows a lot more in his acting here, and it's a little
because he can.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I actually wrote in my note that it is kind of wild that like how much the Klingon makeup really takes away from the expressions that Michael Dorn does.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because he's very, very expressive and like fully. It makes me a little sad for him that like I can see how like expressive he is, and we don't get to see that basically ever.
Yeah.
It's not utilized in a way. And so they say their goodbyes, and he's like, I guess I'll tell mom and dad about this and that you're happy. Okay, bye. Mm-hmm. And Enterprise
Isn't it
flies
great
away.
That everybody learned something in this episode, and that Nikolai faced consequences for his actions, and that the consequences of the Enterprise crew was that somebody solved their problem for them, and they just had to go along with the motions. And this episode is really frustrating.
Yeah. And it's also, like, this episode is just kind of a microcosm of everything that I think is wrong with, like, how the show deals with the Prime Directive. And, like, the whole,
because nobody
like,
learns
philosophy.
anything in the episode, for one.
Yeah, and every single Prime Directive episode is an episode about why it's okay to violate the Prime Directive this time.
Yes.
Yep.
And, like, I am in favor of this sort of the general spirit of the Prime Directive, whereas I'm not sure if this was literally the intention of like the creators, but like I interpret it as a criticism of American interference and American empire and the American, what do you call the habit of going into places they're not welcome to fuck it up. And do it under the guise of quote unquote helping, so that I agree with. But the way they use it in Star Trek is just fucking stupid. Where they're like every single time it's like, we have to let all these people fucking die for no reason, other than like this abstract principle that we have. And I'm sorry, like maybe. This is not, like, maybe my mind is, like, not open to, like, other ways of thinking enough, but I think it's always bad to let people die. Like, regardless of, like, I think the ultimate thing is preservation of life. You know?
I think the problem is that the Prime Directive is a very, it's a very American solution to a problem.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the Constitution of the United States, and for anyone here who is any of our American listeners, feel free to dump all over my inexperienced Canadian hot takes here. The biggest problems with the Constitution of the United States and why it's still being fought over to this day is that the majority of it is really not clear enough. Like they're very shortly worded. They're not precisely worded using a lot of legal terms and definitions that are more common nowadays. And because of that, they're open to interpretation the same way that people have been arguing about translations of the Bible for like 500 years. And you run into all of these massive problems where you've got the left-wing side leaning one way on how to interpret it and the right-wing side leaning another way on how to interpret it, and there's this absolutism about it, and that is the exact way that the Prime Directive is treated in Star Trek, with a level of absolutism that you just cannot... Like, they form every episode about it around that and how it has to be absolute, but they never really explain why it has to be absolute. It's just kind of accepted.
Yeah. That's why I think I might have said this in a previous like episode that dealt with the Prime Directive, but like I feel like it should be a thing where it's like, okay, we here's like some general guidelines, and then for each instance you like apply to like the Prime Directive Council or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like that could be a thing.
I agree.
Also, if it's like... Also, So, in my opinion, if it was a situation in like where a pre-warp society, like a society who like doesn't have space travel and doesn't know about aliens, if they're like, you know, fucking themselves over, like they're gonna nuke themselves into oblivion, or there's some like endless war or some shit, that you're like, okay, I'm gonna stay out of that.
If it's like that's a cultural problem.
Yeah, if it's like a natural disaster, if it's like what happened in this episode where it's like, oh, their atmosphere is disappearing in 2 hours, then it's like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to save these people's lives because we know about this.
Right.
You know?
So that said, there are complications in it, and this is where something like, you know, a kind of Supreme Court kind of thing would make a lot of sense regarding it. But you run into the problem of, okay, how do you save this particular society while preserving, not interfering in how that society develops? Because if you show up like a god and save a primitive society, then you have changed how that society is going to behave towards you for the rest of their existence.
Oh,
so
of course.
that is something that makes it complicated.
Yeah, of course. But that's why. But they didn't, in this episode, they didn't even give it a chance. They're like, yeah, these people, we're just going to let them die. Rather than like, oh, maybe let's brainstorm some shit to see if we can figure out a solution to like, if we can save these people somehow without interfering, you know?
Yeah,
Nikolai, do you have any ideas? Like, what, like, there wasn't even a discussion. They're just like, yeah, we're just going to let these people die. That's just what we do because of Prime Directive.
And now a human sperm is going to be part of their gene pool for the rest of their society.
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be weird when that kid is born maybe without head ridges.
Yeah. And the thing is that, like, yeah, like, I don't think Nikolai is, like, 100% innocent. Like, he really did, like, take things too far in terms of, like, participating in their culture, like, that deeply. Like, that's...
Yeah, he participated way too much.
Yeah.
Nikolai doesn't come off like a scientist. He comes off like an uncle with bad ideas who always falls for pyramid schemes. I don't know what it is about him. Just that is what he comes off like to me. And like, it's not even due to the other roles that he did. For the record, Dory, this actor, Paul Sorvino, he was actually, he was like a decently known actor at the time that this episode came out.
Yeah, he was on
he was
Law
in
and Order.
stuff like Law and Order. Yep, he was in Goodfellas. As like I don't know, like top billing cast member. So like he had a
I've
pretty
never
decent career at
watched
this point.
Law and Order.
No, that's
I've seen
fine.
the first episode
That's
of
fine,
SVU.
but I'm just telling you what
that's it.
he was doing at the time. I think the year after this, he was in an Oliver Stone movie. One of them about the presidents. I think it was Nixon. that he was
JFK?
in. No, JFK came out before this episode.
Okay, I don't
Yeah,
know.
he was in the
I don't
Nixon
know
one.
the years.
He played what's his name? The fucking war criminal. Oh, like that narrows it down. Kissinger. There we go. He played Kissinger.
The war criminal.
Yep, the war criminal.
That. As if that narrows it down. That's funny. We're just recording. Intermission. Podcast intermission. Podcast intermission.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt, but my microphone cut out. Sorry, my recording cut out. And we don't remember where we left off. So we're just going to have to...
And we could
pick
go
back
and
up.
listen to the recording, but that would be prohibitively time extensive. So we're going to not do that.
Yeah.
Aren't we professional?
Listen, we pay for this hobby, so
Okay, that's fair.
we can do whatever the fuck we want at this point.
Everyone buy our merch.
Listen, I do have an idea if we ever do merch for our 6 people who listen to this podcast.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
I do have an idea. Would people wear a share your woes with your bros t-shirt?
Yeah.
I figured we could make like an AV team t-shirt.
Oh, yes.
Oh
that'd be
my
great.
god. Enterprise AV team. Oh my god. Yes.
Fun. There's very little background info on the episode. Oh, I know what we were talking about. We were talking about Paul Sorvino.
Oh yeah. Because I've never watched Law and
That's
Order.
right. That's right. So Maggie, you might be able to cut out the part about the forgetting where we were.
Oh yeah, true.
But yeah. So
Honestly, I think you should keep it in because this is funny.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
Keep it in.
Yeah, I love Law and Order. So that's where I know him mainly from, and also used to watch Goodfellas quite a bit.
Fair. Yeah, that's a
never
good point.
saw.
I remembered that was one of your favorites for a while.
I've never seen
Yeah.
Goodfellas, so I'm not
It
familiar
was one
with
of
this
those
man.
things that was like just kind of an easy watch, honestly.
That's interesting.
If I just needed something to if I just needed something to occupy, to make noise.
Huh. I was like that with Men in Black, actually.
Everyone has theirs.
Yeah, absolutely. Dory's was Grease, of course.
Mine was Space Jam.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
okay. That tracks.
Actually, you know what though? There was a handful of movies I watched over and over and over again when I was younger. So who knows?
One of them for me was the movie that literally took this plot from this episode. Yeah, I won't tell you any more than that.
I am IMDbing this man,
No.
Paul Sorvino, to see if I know
Paul
him
Sorvino, yeah.
anything. So far, no. I don't think I ever would have seen this man in my entire life.
Okay. He played. If you ever see Goodfellas, he played a character named Cicero.
I mean, if I ever watched that movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be a little too gang violence for you.
I mean,
It's more fun than a lot of those like Italian mobster movies are. I wouldn't call it lighthearted, but many parts of it are.
Oh yeah, it's one of those movies where like the first half is very fun, and then like when inevitably
Everything goes to shit.
the lifestyle catches up to him. Yeah, but it's not like dark and gritty.
No, not at all.
okay, I have now looked through a good chunk of his IMDb, and so far the only thing I maybe would have seen him in is Romeo and Juliet, the like Leonardo DiCaprio, Claire Danes one, but I've only seen that movie once.
Oh,
and I
Romeo plus Juliet,
yeah,
you mean?
Yeah, Romeo plus Juliet.
Yeah, that one's fun.
And I still
Baz
watched it
Luhrmann,
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I watched it in high school and I haven't seen it since because I don't care for Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, I have seen Reds though, but that was also again a very long time ago. And if you asked me what it was about, I could not tell you.
You know what movie I got reminded of the other day? I forget the exact name of it, but do you remember that Cinderella movie with Drew Barrymore?
Ever After?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie slaps.
Yeah, I love that movie. And that one scene where she comes in like with the dress and all sparkly.
Yeah.
Oh, that image just sticks in my mind.
It's gorgeous. She looks incredible. That dress is everything. The movie, honestly, I watched it a couple years ago, and it holds up pretty well.
With the wings.
Yeah.
Has the, like,
Yeah. The movie is so good that I will allow Drew Barrymore's questionable accent. I will allow it. It's not great, but I will allow it. The movie is really great. So, yeah. So yes, my bottom line, I don't think I've really ever seen Paul Sorvino in anything.
Okay.
Going off of this episode, I did like him, I guess.
Oh yeah, he's good. I enjoy him as well. The problem is that the episode is written around him despite stakes being around something that is not him.
Yeah.
And he's kind of he's a shitty guy with a heart of gold in the end.
Yeah.
Except his heart of gold was very self-serving. He was basically trying to save his unborn son.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Well, we don't know if it's a son. But yeah, okay, we got to talk about this then. Like, what the fuck was this timeline? Because he's like, I called the Enterprise got 4 days ago, and he's like, I've been girl, you can't get someone pregnant in 4 days. Yeah, Paul, oh my God, Nikolai, what the fuck, man? I was glad we got like kind of a Worf centered episode. Well, as much as you can call this a Worf centered episode. And I did enjoy seeing him with Nikolai. I would have liked more like, I don't know, bonding scenes or something. It just does feel like everyone from Worf's past has some kind of conflict with him.
You know what's nice about this episode, actually? This is one of the few Worf episodes that's not about him wrestling Klingon culture.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I think it's like you were saying, Dory, like how everyone in his past like has conflict with him. I think that kind of makes sense just because of how rigid a person he is.
True, yeah. Good point.
Like that does kind of make sense. But one thing I was going to say is what I don't like in this episode is just how they basically like they resolve their disagreement like without any work.
Yeah.
It's just at the end they're like, okay, it's time to forgive each other, I guess.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't really any like meat to that. Like they didn't actually work through anything. They're just like, I guess we're just gonna drop it.
Yeah, and hugged out and tell mom and dad I say later days.
Yeah. And they'll never be able to see their grandchild.
I mean, I would argue they probably could. They just would have to go to the planet again, but like beam down somewhere else and be like, surprise, we're over here. We were on a different part of the planet.
Yeah, I doubt anyone will allow them to do that.
I mean, fair. I mean, to me, though, I was like, it is doable for them to see them again. But I don't know. Listen, the continuity for this, I don't have much faith in any of that stuff. But on a side note, Worf, I'm trying to how to say this respectfully. Michael Dorn is very hot.
Yeah. He's a very good looking man.
And see, like Worf without
without the makeup in the way, you can see like that he's a very attractive man.
Yeah, and I think also like the expressions and also the facial hair. The facial hair is better. Yeah. Worf's little like wispy random facial hair I don't love. But this facial hair, listen, this Worf can get it. Not that other Worf can't get it, but this Worf. Yeah. Worf the Seer can get it.
Yeah, he does look a lot better. I mean, because we are human.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're just outing ourselves as not monster fuckers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm racist against Klingons.
I have no, it's just not my bag. No disrespect to anyone who does. That's totally cool. No, all on board. But yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
but that's totally fine.
I enjoy a human man.
Yeah.
I will admit.
Yeah.
Although, elves, pretty sexy.
No.
But that's just ears.
Yeah, exactly.
Elves are too pretty.
That's fair.
I can't. Yeah, elves don't do anything for me. I'm now trying to think of like in the all because like you watch. Yeah, elves don't really do much for me. Because then I was thinking about Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, no, Aragorn.
Yeah,
he's my smoke show of that movie.
When I was younger, I had a crush on Elijah Wood actually, and I was into Legolas. But like now as an adult, and as someone who is like gayer, also, ironically, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think Aragorn.
He is. I only watched Lord of the Rings for the I watched the first one many years ago with someone who would not answer any of my questions, and I went into it
brutal.
not knowing really anything about Lord of the Rings, and she just refused to answer my questions. And so I was like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So a couple of years ago, me and a friend, we went through the entire, all 3 movies and the extended versions. And she was so patient with me and she answered all my questions. And that's how I learned that a haircut or a different hairstyle really is a deal breaker for me. Because Aragorn in Fellowship, and I always want to call it the Twin Towers. It's the 2 towers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 2 towers.
He looks incredible. And then they put him in a half pony in Return of the King, and immediately I was like, get out.
Yeah. I think
absolutely
there's
not.
I forget where I saw it. It's like just sort of, or would you call it an axiom? There's just a thing, I think it's from Tumblr, where someone was saying, like, the way you can tell if it's a crush or love is, if they get a haircut, do you lose all attraction to them?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. Because not that, I don't think necessarily, hair is make or break, but, for a fictional character... No. That is a make or break for me, but for a real person, I don't think so. But sure. Yeah, for a fictional character, that immediately, as soon as that half pony was up, I was like, goodbye.
Yeah, it's weird how much that does make a difference, because it's like, you're attracted to a certain character or whatever, and then they change their hair, and it's like they're still just as attractive, but for some reason you're just like, oh. Okay, I've lost all interest.
Yeah, for some reason that half pony gave me the ick.
Yeah, that's fair.
When I was younger, I was...
Everyone listening is like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
When I was younger, I was talking to somebody on, I don't know, some chat site, some social media site or something like that. And I was trying to be flirty with her. And I think then she saw a picture and she's like, wait, you have long hair? And I was like, yeah. And she said, I have to go now. Bye. That was the last I ever heard from her. And I was just like, well, that solves that. I was very amused by it, to be honest. Yeah. I wasn't put off by, I didn't really know the person. We had talked for 5 or 10 minutes or something like that. But that is embedded in my mind because of how
that still sucks.
Flimsy it was. It was just 100%, okay, don't like you, bye.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know, it's not a big deal to you, but I'm still sorry. That sucks.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
I guess that was Thirst Corner.
Thirst Corner. Like it. All right.
Oh my God. I just thought of a better one. It's Water Cooler Corner because we're thirsty.
Terrible.
I'll leave now.
What if I'm not thirsty and I'm just looking for a snack? Get it?
Yes.
Okay. Do we
we
have...
call it the pantry?
Yeah. Okay. Pantry corner.
The fridge. No, the fridge.
Welcome to the kitchen, boys.
Yes, the kitchen. Actually, kitchen's good.
Okay. Is there anything else that we want to cover?
I hate the Prime Directive.
Yep, we figured that. There's very little there's very little background info on this episode, but I did want to say that you might have noticed it in the sky a little bit, but they actually had to cancel half a day of shooting because wildfires.
Oh, shit. I didn't notice that.
Well, that's California for you.
Wild.
Yeah, so apparently they were called by the fire marshal, who said, "Hey, we've been made aware that you guys are out here. You have to leave right now. Drop everything." And apparently they gathered their shit together in like, God, I think it was 25 minutes or something like that. They were told there was only one way in and out of the area at the time, so they had to get moving. And 2 hours later, they were like, "Okay, false alarm. We thought they were going to go in your direction, but absolutely not at all. No chance of that. So you can go back to shooting."
Interesting.
Yeah, so good times. There's a couple of shots where you can see like they're shooting upwards. Like I don't know. There's one where Worf is like leaning down, like he's reaching his arm out so that somebody can he can pull someone up. And you can see the sky in it, and the sky is just like this gray in every one of them, despite the fact that it's a sunny day. So you're like, okay, I can see the evidence of the wildfire.
Oh, I do think that like the lack of sort of accountability or just anything when they reveal that Vorin killed himself.
Oh yeah, that's very like, oh well, that sucks,
they really
I guess.
brushed by it. Like Picard makes him like, such a shame. I thought we could do something together. No, you didn't. And they just kind of like, this should be a much bigger deal that this guy did not know what to do with himself.
Yeah,
and
they don't even, because it's been so long since I watched this episode, I thought they were going to confront Nikolai with the fact that like, hey, your actions kind of led to this guy like being in this emotional turmoil.
Yep.
Sort of deal. Which I wouldn't have necessarily, I mean, I would have obviously informed him of what happened, but I wouldn't have necessarily blamed him because he was trying to save a whole village of people.
Yeah.
I personally blame the Enterprise crew because someone being like, that is obviously so much fucking distress for someone to be under, and they left him alone. They didn't give him counseling. They didn't like have someone there with him to
just wild.
Frankly, they should have put him on suicide watch.
Truly, and because Troy was fucking there, she was already talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
So there should have been there. It feels like there was a lot of sloppiness on the Enterprise crew, and this is hard for me to say because I love them all so much. But this is their failure. They didn't put any security at the door, so this guy was able to like just like. Why did they not close it? Why couldn't they have done a thing where it was just Worf or Nikolai could open the door or whatever? Like it.
Yeah.
And how did no one? And if they're monitoring the holodeck, though, how did Geordi not notice that he left?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. And, like, they should have put guards at the holodeck entrance. They should have cordoned off that section of hallway, being like, okay, no one's allowed to, like, go here. And they should have, like, maybe, like, maybe this is just because I know that he escapes. Like, maybe this would have been too much, but I would have put the guards in the Borellan disguises and dressed up the hallway to make it look like more cave or some shit.
Yeah.
And then you can and then whatever you, like, if he makes it out, you have the guards stun him with a fucking phaser. You bring him back into the holodeck to like, into the cave and then be like, oh, you hit your head, whatever, and then he just thinks he hallucinated some shit.
And also, I'm not trying to be funny with this, but this scene feels like something the AV team should have caught.
Yeah,
because this seems like a pretty fucking big deal. You would think they'd be manning their cameras at this point for this, but he managed to get, I don't know how far because I don't know the map of the Enterprise, but to get from the holodeck, from this, like, I know there's multiple ones, but like to get from there to 10 forward that seems like it would be a little journey.
No, they're on the same deck.
They're on the same deck, but you would have had to
They actually
still...
mention it earlier in the episode when they're like, "Oh, there's a power surge on deck 10."
Yeah, 10 forward is on deck 10.
Oh, okay. But like he's still
That's why it's called 10 forward.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I don't think I remembered that. I'm sure you probably told that to me at some point.
Yeah.
But still,
probably.
like, yeah, AV team also failed on their job.
No, definitely.
And
yeah, no one was monitoring what they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
For the record, the writer of this episode only ever wrote this episode. And like, I don't know how much blame is on the guy who wrote the teleplay, because like they're converting something that's already been written. And it's weird because the guy who wrote the teleplay has done some decent stuff and some garbage. So I don't know. He goes on to do another episode this season that's actually really good. So we'll
see
get
about
to
that. I'll make.
Oh no, you'll like it.
We'll see.
I promise you will like it.
We'll see. This person's testing me. What's the writer's name so I know who to be angry about?
Naren Shankar.
Cool. I probably won't remember that because I'm very bad with names.
That's fine. That's
which is why I make.
He actually went on to. He went on to be the showrunner on The Expanse. Actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think it's fair now to go on to favorite moments and lines.
Okay.
Okay. Worf in his new disguise. I did like meeting Nikolai, but I don't like some of what I'm torn on some of his behaviors though. Because I don't love that he like supposed to be observation posting and he ended up doing some audience participation.
Yeah, he is very cavalier and acts without thinking for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know that I really have any actual favorite parts. I'm looking through my notes.
The episode is kind of dull, honestly.
Yeah. I think I'm on the same page with you there. There isn't much that I'm like, oh, this was my favorite bit, or there was a funny line or something.
Oh, there's one thing that I did like that I thought was kind of funny. Was when the water in the water was kind of crackling in the holodeck, and then they're oh, it's an omen. And then the villagers just like, what does that mean? And then Worf goes, it is the sign of LaForge. I liked that. And I liked when he was like, hey, Geordi, give us a cool ass storm. Otherwise, yeah, I didn't hate this episode, but I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. It's not like I was running around screaming how much but it's like, I'm good to not watch this again.
Yeah, the episode just kind of happens is the problem, and I don't think that the interactions between Worf and Nikolai really make up for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm tempted to say about this episode is that it feels like a Voyager episode.
Oh, man, that's harsh. That's really harsh.
No, because...
And I think you're right.
Yeah, Voyager episode, like, I think I've said this before, maybe not on the podcast, but Voyager is where interesting plots go to die. Because,
Maggie,
like,
do you remember the Amelia Earhart episode of Voyager?
Oh, yes, I do.
This reminds me of that one, in that there's a big idea that isn't really very exciting at all.
Yeah, it's like the episode, like, it's not bad, it's not good, it just kind of exists, and there's just some really frustrating morality questions in it.
Yeah.
So, like, that's kind of why I'm like, oh, yeah, this kind of gives the vibe of a Voyager episode. Mm-hmm. It's fine, and all the ethical questions are frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not do a good job of addressing them.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really have a favorite. Like, I genuinely can't think of something to be like, oh yeah, that was my favorite. So
there were actually a couple of things that I liked, but they're all things that were strange. So like one of them was Worf and Dr. C are in the sickbay at the beginning of the episode, and he's telling her about his brother because she's asking. And she says, "I look forward to meeting him," and then it does like a close up of Worf, and he looks at her weirdly, like, why would you want to meet him? Like,
no, I remember.
I don't understand why that's a reaction they used. It's very strange, but I found it very amusing.
I found that whole scene very awkward.
It is very awkward, yeah, because it's Dr. C trying to like kind of connect with Worf by like kind of making small talk a little bit.
Yeah,
but
it's a clunky exposition scene because like that whole purpose of that scene is just to tell us about Nikolai's character.
Yes, very
instead
true.
of showing us the type of person he is.
Show, don't tell. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I find his weird facial reactions very amusing in that scene.
Yeah.
Other than that, the one that does it for me is, of course, it is the sign of LaForge.
Yeah. Oh, something I guess I could mention is I did like at the end the little like friendly teasing of Worf being like you don't even know how to draw. How are you gonna?
Yeah, that was cute too. Yeah, you were never good at drawing. How will you keep a chronicle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now, on to predictions for the next episode.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And Dory, I am very excited. I've been waiting for you to see this episode for a long time. It is infamous.
Oh shit.
It is a Dr. Crusher episode. And the name of the episode is Sub Rosa. Okay. And your little tidbit is that we follow Dr. Crusher to her grandmother's funeral.
Oh shit. Oh, rip.
And throughout the episode, we find out some of her grandmother's interesting secrets.
Oh my god. Oh, interesting secrets. Okay. Mm-hmm. Is Wes going to be in this episode? Actually, don't tell me. No, tell me. I do want to know, actually. You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Then I guess I'll be surprised. So. Okay. See, that feels like a missed opportunity. If you're going to have, like, Dr. C's grandma die, then, like, have Wes be there, too. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, maybe she'll need a shoulder to cry on, Picard. Okay, so she's going to the funeral.
Yeah, so basically I'll give you a tiny bit more information in that, like, as a process of, like, she has to, like, go through her grandmother's, like, cottage, like, little house and, like, deal with her stuff and all that shit.
Okay.
So that's how we find out the secrets.
Her grandmother was a serial killer.
No. Her grandmother was a serial killer, and she's a serial healer.
Maybe. Okay, I just thought of a really kind of rough one. What if her grandmother has an entirely separate, like, first family and Dr. C's part of a second family? Ooh. That she had, like, a completely other family and then just decided, I'm not going to do this anymore. And then left or she had other reasons other than I don't feel like doing this anymore. And then had a second family. And so Dr. C learns, I have full out other brothers and sisters. But, like, maybe they're on a different planet. Or maybe it's just Dr. C finds out that she, like, that, God, I wish that I was not picking at, like, like, parent-child related mother ones. Okay, maybe. Okay, Dr. C's grandmother was a serial killer. No, she's royalty. She's royalty. She's royalty and ran away. Yeah, okay. She's a secret royal serial killer. She ran away from her royal life to be a serial
That's
killer.
Very specific.
Her grandmother is Anastasia. All right, cool. So you think it's a murdery secret?
Okay. In earnest, no, I don't. But for prediction's sake, I'm going to say that maybe she has, like, was part of like a monarchy, some royal thing, and she maybe ran away, but maybe it was like from a different planet, like she was maybe not from Earth. Or maybe that's the thing, is like she's not actually from Earth or whatever, and it's like, surprise, you have family in this whole other different planet. But I like the idea of her being royalty, rebelling and running away, and then becoming a serial killer. This is
all right.
Obviously not what happens, but that's what I'm going with.
Alrighty. Well, if you want to see if Dr. Crusher's grandmother was a serial killer, watch along with us.
A royal serial killer.
A royal serial killer, sorry. Yeah, watch along with us and join us for the next episode of Fully Functional, a TNG podcast.
Goodbye.